General Motors has survived recessions, recalls, and even bankruptcy, but one of its biggest recent challenges didn't come from shrinking EV sales or rising competition. It came from one of its most trusted engines. Hidden inside GM's flagship 6.2-litre L87 V8 was a manufacturing defect that eventually triggered one of the company's largest engine recalls in recent years, affecting nearly 600,000 trucks and SUVs. For many owners, the failure came without warning. A truck that had been running perfectly suddenly lost power. An SUV that had received regular maintenance developed severe engine damage. Some vehicles needed complete engine replacements after relatively low mileage, leaving owners shocked that such expensive failures could happen in modern vehicles. As reports multiplied, the issue quickly grew beyond a handful of isolated breakdowns. Federal investigators began examining whether these failures pointed to a deeper manufacturing problem, while GM launched an extensive internal investigation into its own production process. The findings would eventually expose defects involving critical engine components capable of causing catastrophic failure. Yet this story is about far more than a recall. Some commentators claimed it proved GM was in irreversible decline, while others dismissed it as nothing more than an unfortunate quality control issue. The reality lies somewhere in between. The L87 recall reveals how even the world's largest automakers can struggle with increasingly complex manufacturing processes, and why one small defect can ripple through hundreds of thousands of vehicles. To understand how GM reached this point, we need to start where the first warning signs appeared, long before the company realized just how serious the problem had become. Real quick, if you're into videos that cut through the noise and break things down clearly, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more people find this. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's a good time. We've got more deep dives coming your way. Also, drop a comment and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your take. Now onto the video. Section 1. The recall that changed everything. The L87 6.2-litre V8 wasn't just another engine in GM's lineup. It was the premium choice for buyers who wanted maximum power, smooth performance, and strong towing capability. Installed in popular models such as the Chevrolet Silverado, GMC Sierra, Chevrolet Tahoe, GMC Yukon, and Cadillac Escalade, it became one of the company's flagship gasoline engines and a major selling point for its full-size trucks and SUVs. That reputation began to unravel when owners started reporting unusual engine failures. Some heard knocking noises before their engines suddenly lost power. Others experienced complete engine seizure with little or no warning. Many of the affected vehicles had relatively low mileage and had been serviced according to GM's maintenance recommendations, making the failures especially concerning. Initially, these incidents appeared unrelated. Dealerships treated them as isolated mechanical problems, and few suspected they pointed to a wider manufacturing issue. But as warranty claims and customer complaints continued to rise, federal safety regulators opened an investigation to determine whether the failures shared a common cause. The investigation ultimately revealed manufacturing defects involving critical rotating engine components that could lead to bearing damage and catastrophic engine failure. GM responded by recalling nearly 600,000 vehicles, making it one of the company's most significant engine recalls in years. But the recall itself wasn't the biggest surprise. As engineers analyzed the failed engines, they discovered that the problem wasn't caused by one defective part alone. Instead, it exposed weaknesses in manufacturing and quality control that raised a far more troubling question. How did a defect of this scale make it into hundreds of thousands of vehicles before anyone caught it? Section 2. What actually went wrong inside the engine? As investigators dismantled failed L87 engines, a clearer picture began to emerge. The issue wasn't caused by poor maintenance or aggressive driving, as some initially suspected. Instead, GM traced the failures to manufacturing defects involving key internal components, particularly the connecting rods and crankshaft. These parts operate under enormous stress, rotating thousands of times every minute. Even the smallest imperfection can trigger a chain reaction that ends with catastrophic engine failure. The most serious concern involved bearing damage. Bearings rely on an extremely thin film of oil to prevent metal components from grinding against each other. If contaminants enter the engine during manufacturing, or if critical surfaces aren't machined within specification, that protective oil film can begin to break down. Once metal starts contacting metal, wear accelerates rapidly. Drivers may first notice a faint knocking sound, but by then, internal damage may already be severe. In the worst cases, the connecting rod can fail entirely, locking the engine without warning. What makes this especially alarming is that many owners had no opportunity to prevent the failure. Regular oil changes and careful maintenance could not correct a manufacturing defect hidden deep inside the engine. That explains why some vehicles experienced major failures despite having relatively low mileage and complete service histories. The contrarian view, however, is worth considering. Some critics portrayed the L87 as a fundamentally flawed engine, yet millions of GM V8 engines have delivered years of reliable service. The evidence suggests the problem wasn't the engine's overall design, but defects affecting a specific production population. Even so, distinguishing between a design problem and a manufacturing problem offers little comfort to owners whose engines failed unexpectedly. And unfortunately for GM, solving the engineering issue proved easier than rebuilding customer confidence. Section 3. Why the recall didn't end the crisis. Normally, a recall marks the beginning of the recovery. The manufacturer identifies the problem, repairs affected vehicles, and gradually restores customer confidence. But the L87 recall followed a far more complicated path. Instead of ending the controversy, it sparked a new wave of questions from owners, dealers, and federal regulators. Under GM's recall program, dealerships were instructed to inspect affected engines before determining whether they required repairs or complete replacement. Some vehicles received new engines, while others were judged safe to continue operating after inspection and an oil change using a revised specification. While this approach helped conserve replacement engines during a period of limited supply, it also created uncertainty among owners. Many wondered whether an inspection alone could truly guarantee that hidden internal damage had not already begun. The situation became even more challenging as replacement engines became increasingly difficult to obtain. Some dealerships reported waiting weeks or even months for parts, leaving customers without their vehicles for extended periods. For truck owners who depended on their vehicles for work, those delays carried real financial consequences. Meanwhile, social media filled with stories from frustrated owners documenting lengthy repair times, repeated dealership visits, and concerns about long-term reliability. Adding to the pressure, federal investigators continued reviewing reports involving engines that allegedly failed even after receiving recall remedies. While those investigations remain ongoing, they have kept the issue in the public spotlight and fueled debate over whether the recall fully addressed every affected vehicle. This raises another important perspective. Some observers viewed GM's response as inadequate, while others argued the company acted responsibly by voluntarily recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles and covering costly engine replacements. Regardless of where the truth ultimately falls, one thing became clear: fixing the mechanical problem would be far easier than repairing the damage done to customer trust. Section 4. The cost of losing customer confidence. For General Motors, the greatest cost of the L87 recall may not be measured in replacement engines or warranty expenses. It may be measured in something far more difficult to rebuild: customer confidence. For decades, GM's full-size trucks and SUVs earned a reputation for durability, especially among buyers who relied on them for towing, family travel, or demanding daily work. Many customers willingly paid thousands of dollars extra for the premium 6.2-litre V8 because they believed it represented the company's best engineering. When those same buyers suddenly faced unexpected engine failures, that confidence was shaken in ways no advertising campaign could easily repair. Competitors quickly recognized the opportunity. Ford, Toyota, and Ram continued promoting reliability, while shoppers began asking tougher questions about long-term ownership costs. Online forums that once praised the L87's performance became filled with discussions about recalls, engine replacements, resale values, and whether buyers should choose the smaller 5.3-litre V8 or even consider another brand altogether. In today's digital world, a single negative ownership experience can spread to millions of potential customers within hours. Yet, it's important to keep the situation in perspective. Every major automaker, including Toyota, Honda, Ford, Stellantis, Hyundai, and Volkswagen, has faced significant recalls involving engines, transmissions, or safety systems. As vehicles become more advanced, manufacturing tolerances become tighter, and the consequences of even minor production defects grow more severe. The L87 recall highlights that reality, rather than proving GM alone has a quality problem. The bigger question is whether GM can learn from this experience. Strong engineering has never been enough to build lasting customer loyalty. Transparency, accountability, and consistently standing behind the product matter just as much. And as the automotive industry races toward electrification, autonomous technology, and increasingly complex manufacturing, the lessons from the L87 recall may shape far more than the future of one engine. They may influence how every automaker approaches quality control in the years ahead. Section 5. What happens next for General Motors? Although the recall has already affected hundreds of thousands of vehicles, the story is far from over. GM continues to work through repairs, while regulators monitor whether the company's remedy fully addresses the underlying problem. At the same time, engineers are likely reviewing manufacturing processes, supplier quality controls, and inspection procedures to reduce the chances of similar failures appearing in future engine programs. For an automaker of GM's size, every recall becomes more than a repair campaign. It becomes a lesson that influences how future vehicles are designed, built, and tested. The challenge, however, extends beyond engineering. Consumer expectations have changed dramatically. Today's buyers don't simply judge a company by whether something goes wrong. They judge how quickly the company communicates, how transparent it is, and whether it stands behind its products when problems arise. In the age of social media, every delayed repair, every frustrated dealership visit, and every viral owner story can shape public perception far more than a television commercial ever could. Yet there is another side to this story that often gets overlooked. Some critics argue the recall proves GM is losing its position in the automotive industry. That conclusion may be premature. History shows that even the world's most respected manufacturers, including Toyota, Honda, and Ford, have recovered from major recalls by improving quality and rebuilding customer trust. In many cases, those crises ultimately strengthened internal processes rather than weakened them. The real test for GM isn't whether it can replace damaged engines, it is whether it can convince future buyers that the company has learned from this failure. If GM responds with greater transparency, stronger quality control, and continued investment in reliability, the L87 recall may eventually be remembered not as the beginning of the company's decline, but as the turning point that forced it to become better. The L87 engine recall serves as a reminder that even the largest and most experienced automakers are not immune to manufacturing mistakes. A defect hidden deep inside an engine eventually grew into one of GM's most significant recalls in recent years, affecting nearly 600,000 vehicles and disrupting the lives of countless owners. What began as isolated reports of engine failures evolved into a nationwide recall, ongoing federal scrutiny, legal challenges, and an important debate about quality control in modern automotive manufacturing. But perhaps the biggest lesson isn't about one defective engine at all. It's about the growing complexity of today's vehicles. Modern engines are built with incredibly tight tolerances, advanced materials, and highly automated manufacturing processes. That precision delivers remarkable performance and efficiency, but it also means that even a small production defect can have consequences on an enormous scale. As vehicles become increasingly sophisticated, maintaining consistent quality across hundreds of thousands of units becomes one of the industry's greatest challenges. At the same time, it's important to separate fact from speculation. Despite dramatic headlines suggesting the recall signals GM's collapse, the evidence points to a more measured reality. The company faces significant financial costs and reputational damage, but it also possesses the engineering resources, manufacturing scale, and experience to recover if it responds effectively. Whether this episode becomes a temporary setback or a lasting stain on GM's reputation will depend largely on the decisions it makes from here. Now we'd like to hear your perspective. If you owned or were considering buying a GM vehicle with the 6.2-litre V8, would this recall change your decision? Do you believe GM has done enough to regain customer trust, or should it have handled the situation differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth automotive investigations and industry updates. Once again, thanks for watching this video. If you got something out of this, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. And hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Agree, disagree, or something in between. I'd love to hear it.